Hello, fellow hockey fans. The Hardcore Puckhead here. Can you believe it? Can you believe we are down to the final 2 weeks of the regular season? 2 weeks. We're down to the last few days of March. April is just, about 5 days away. It's crazy. We're down. We're on the home stretch here, fellow hockey fans. It's amazing, and so much has happened in this past week. We've had a few more playoff clinchings. The defending Stanley Cup champions clinched a return to the playoffs on Tuesday, and of course, most recently, the Minnesota Wild backed into the playoffs. They lost again on Saturday, and they just lost again just yesterday. An overtime loss to the Red Wings. They just can't stop. They just can't stop losing. They have lost 8 out of 9, but they backed into the playoffs because the Rangers shut out the LA Kings on Saturday. I mean, and speaking of the Rangers, they were out here in the OC, but the Ducks were too much for them. The Rangers actually had a chance to clinch a playoff spot, but they have to wait another. They'd have to wait at least until later tonight, Monday, because Nashville is in Brooklyn playing against the Islanders, and the standings are all here on this wonderful app, and look at how tight the Pacific is. Ducks 93, Sharks and Oilers 91. I have never seen a division race this cramped. I mean, and it was a three-way tie entering the Ducks game against the Rangers. But now the Ducks have the lead, 2 points. San Jose have been leading that division for a good bit, but now it's it's a bit it's nail biting and down to the wire with 2 weeks left. 2 points, 2 points separating the top three teams in the Pacific. Anybody can win. Anybody can win this division. Edmonton can win this division. Edmonton is 3 points away from ending the longest running playoff drought in the NHL. Edmonton has not been to the playoffs since they fell one win short of winning the cup all the way back in 2006, and they are 3 points away from the postseason. Now, when is the earliest that the Oilers can clinch? Well, I will be happy to tell you. Um, no, no, okay. Tuesday's schedule now. The corresponding teams don't play on Monday tomorrow, but on Tuesday, the Tuesday, the Oilers and Kings play each other. So, according to the magic number is 3 points, and which means if Edmonton wins against LA on Tuesday, the drought is over. They'll be in the playoffs. Um, Pretty much nearly the whole Western field could be wrapped up in a neat little package. Okay, so Calgary is 3 points away, and that's who we're playing tomorrow. That's who we're playing tomorrow, and we're not going to make it harder on them. It's been a terrible season for the Avalanche. And the Blues are playing in Arizona tonight too. Tonight also. Um, Nashville's playing Boston. Nashville's playing Boston on Tuesday, and like I said, Oilers and Kings that same day. Ducks are playing. The Ducks are playing Vancouver Tuesday, so we could see. Honestly, we could see three playoff spots in the Western Conference clinch that same day, that same Tuesday. Um, Flames and Kings. Flames have a definite head-to-head chance to get in, and well, I'm not. Well, let's just like I said, two spots in the West are in, and the other six could be wrapped up in a matter of days. Like I said, three of them could be wrapped up on Tuesday. As far as the East, as far as the East, only the Devils are officially eliminated, though Detroit is almost on that way. That's gonna be a hell of a day when Detroit is eliminated for playoff position. They've made the playoffs every year for 25 straight seasons, and it's gonna end in their final year at Joe Louis Arena. Now that's kind of bittersweet. Um, but like I said, the Rangers had a chance to clinch out here, but they'll have to rely on the Predators to get the job done. Predators play the Islanders. If the Predators beat the Islanders in regulation, then the New York Rangers are in, which means um, which means the Atlantic will bring in which means the Atlantic will bring in either 3 or 4 teams, definitely not five. The range if and when the Rangers clinch. Um, Toronto this past week moved up past Boston. Now they're in the top three in the Atlantic. The top three in the Atlantic is all Canadian: Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, in that order. And speaking of Montreal and Ottawa, oh boy. Ottawa hasn't fallen off, but they've fallen off against Montreal head to head. They lost. They played They played their final three regular season meetings in the span of 8 days, and Montreal won all of them. Only one of those wins was in overtime. So we're talking a six. We're talking a 6-1 edge in points. In points in the standings. That's huge. That's huge. Despite this, though, there is a 3 point difference between the Habs and the Sens, with Montreal owning that lead. So the race is still not over, but it's kind of a two-team race. I want to say three-team. I want to say Toronto has an outside shot, but I don't know. It's been treated mostly as a two-team race between the Habs and the Sens. And right now, as I said, the Habs have a 3 point lead. Ottawa is in Philadelphia on Tuesday, and Montreal stays at home to face the Dallas Stars. So it's gonna be a tight race. It might come down to the final day. Who knows? It might come down to April 9th. You never know. But yeah, Toronto's moved past Boston and is now in the top three. Toronto's looking to reach the playoffs for the first time since the shortened 2013 campaign. It hasn't been that long, but that has been their only postseason appearance in the last 12 years. Because that year was the first time they made the playoffs since the final season before the penultimate lockout. I'm talking about the one in 2005, the one that shut down the 04-05 season. 2004 was they made the playoffs. Then 9 years later they made it back. That's what I mean. And the race in the Metropolitan is still tight. Like I said, Washington, Columbus, Pittsburgh are all in. Pittsburgh lost at home last night to Philly, so Pittsburgh's actually in third place, which means if the season ended at this point, we would be looking at Columbus with home ice advantage in the playoff series for the first time in their franchise history, and they would host the Penguins. That could be a determining factor, even though home ice in hockey has proven not to mean a thing in recent in the playoffs. But yeah, those are so yeah, and this app also has the potential playoff matchups. So if the season ends today, it will be in the Central, Blackhawks and Blues rematch of last year, where the Blues actually ousted the then defending champions. Wild and Predators, that would be pretty good. That's in the Central. In the Pacific, it would be Ducks and Flames, and Sharks and Oilers. In the Metropolitan, the Bruins would cross over. Actually, the wild cards actually switch in a double crossover. So the Bruins would cross over to the Metropolitan and face Washington. And as I said before, Blue Jackets Penguins. That's the Metropolitan. The Atlantic, it would be a Regional Six matchup, the Habs and the Rangers, and of course the Battle of Ontario in the other series. Now, fun fact: the Senators and Leafs, the Battle of Ontario, has not been featured in the Stanley Cup playoffs since 2002, and I remember that series vividly. It was a 7-game series, and Toronto won it in 7 to reach the East Finals, where they were beaten by the Carolina Hurricanes, who went on to the final, but came up short against Detroit. So Battle Ontario in the playoffs again. Oh, I'm down. I'm down for that. And so with that, that's my recap of this past week. There's 2 weeks left, so a little sage advice for hockey fans: enjoy these 2 weeks very responsibly. Don't go too crazy now. And I'll be back with any more clinching updates. Should teams get when teams clinch? Like I said, it might be a group clinching. You never know. So, especially in the Western Conference. So until then, fellow hockey fans,